I'm so excited to be talking to you, Aditya. I have heard so much about the work that you have done, and it's incredible. And as UNICEF's Goodwill Ambassador, every year I get to meet so many amazing children from around the world. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
I'm a 16-year-old student studying at the Shriram School Aravali in Gurgaon, India. My family comprises my parents and me, and we live in Gurgaon, which is a satellite city of Delhi.
That's amazing. I love Gurgaon. I have so much of my family in Gurgaon. A lot of my friends are there. So I absolutely know where you're from. What is most inspiring to me is your initiative, to eliminate single-use plastics. And being from India and seeing the consumption of it in the country, and how people just use it and we don't think about it as much. I want to know why you got into this, and tell me a little bit more about the initiative in your own words.
So I started to read online about the different types of pollution and climate change in general. This is when I came across a rather disturbing video of vets trying to pull out a plastic straw from a turtle's nose. Now that painful cry of the turtle really moved me and made me think as to how I can do something to protect my environment and the beautiful diversity of our planet. This made me think as to how I could try and tackle the problem of plastic pollution at its source. And that's how my crusade against single-use plastics actually began. So when I started, I started a very modest target of only 50,000 plastic straws to be eliminated in 3 months.
And eliminated from where?
Hotels, restaurants, all those places. I was also apprehensive about whether people would actually listen to me, because as a child, I didn't know whether my opinion actually mattered. So when I went out, the first hotel I made single-use plastic free, eliminated 2.5 lakh plastic straws. So that's how I beat my first target in that one thing. So after that, I slowly increased my target, kept going from hotel to hotel, restaurant to restaurant.
So what did you do? You went to the hotel and you would ask for a general manager? Walk me through how you did it.
So I would go to a hotel, I would ask to meet the general manager, go and explain the harms of using single-use plastics. And my first thing used to be to them, do not offer a straw at all. Why do we need to use a straw? Why can't we sip from the glass? If you don't offer a straw, your overheads will come down. So after 6 months, they came back to me and said, Aditya, you are right. When we stopped offering a straw, our cost of straws actually came down.
Wow.
There you go. Saving the environment also helps our bottom line. It's
so that is how you got them convinced.
Just slowly working, then went into this public awareness. What about the individual in the market on the street? Does he or she know about the problem of plastic pollution? So that's when I started doing public awareness. My first one was in Khan Market, wherein I led for 1 week an entire student-led public awareness program. Side by side, I also converted all the restaurants to single-use plastic-free in Khan Market. So one of my achievements was also that.
Wow.
Thank you.
It really is amazing. Just for people to understand, Aditya has almost eliminated about 26 million plastic straws, and this number just keeps increasing. And then you moved into, public awareness. And so tell us a little bit about that journey.
I just diversified into also into public awareness, slowly talking to people, then also doing these campaigns to influence people to give up single-use plastic. So if I used to meet anyone face to face, I used to just in conversation influence them. Individual social responsibility. That is also very important.
With India being one of the youngest countries in the world, I feel it's so amazing and inspiring to me to see young people like you take charge of the nation that I love so much, because that's when great change will happen. And I truly believe that you're very, very capable of it. Just because we're talking about this, I want to ask you a sort of, a question which maybe a little lateral, but World Children's Day is about listening to young people's voices and understanding what young people today want. If you had to say something to, youth around the world, young people, your age, what would you like to tell them?
My message to them will be simple, that never be afraid to challenge the status quo. Never be afraid as to whether someone will listen to your opinion or not because you're a child. Children need to have that courage to develop an opinion, have the courage to try and work to protect their environment, because it is our future which is at risk. My advice to them is refuse if you cannot reuse, and to leave the world a little better than you found it.
You're amazing. I love talking to you, and I think you are really going to be a leader for not just the community that you live in, but for the nation. And I feel like, kids around the world, young people around the world need to take a leaf from your book about understanding that even if you can't exert your opinion, it's so important to have one. It gives people a sense of worth. It makes you future leaders, and I'm so excited to see what's going to come from you. And if you ever need anything from me, please don't hesitate to reach out.
Of course.
Speak to you soon.
Thank you.